Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Tom Syrie from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the college football world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my top 5 quarterbacks in the 21st century in college football. So I'll be having my list from 5 going all the way down to number 1 of my top 5 quarterbacks that have played college football in the 21st century. So starting with number 5, I have Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was remembered for his outstanding years that he had at the quarterback position when he played for Oklahoma University. So Baker Mayfield had an incredible college football story. He transferred from Texas Tech, where he started his collegiate career at, and transferred over to Oklahoma, which he redshirted a year there at Oklahoma, and is now remembered for being one of the greatest players in Sooners history. He is one of the greatest players to ever play for that program. Baker Mayfield's years that he had with Oklahoma, as a starter, he had 39 wins, 9 losses, won the Heisman Trophy Award back in 2017, and was remembered for his great pocket play, making plays in the pocket, his awareness, his grit, his determination to win games, and his cockiness as well. He was remembered for that as well, and that helped him become the first overall pick back in the 2018 NFL Draft when he was selected by the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield is number 5 on my list. And number 4, I have Joe Burrow. Man, Joe Burrow's senior year that he had at LSU was legendary. One of the greatest college football one of the greatest college football seasons in college football history for what Joe Burrow did when he was with the LSU Tigers back in 2019. And Joe Burrow's rise to stardom was truly fun to watch. You look back at it, he was actually at Ohio State. That's where he committed, and that's where he once was for his first few years of college football. He was overlooked at the quarterback position. They had quarterbacks of Justin Fields. They had several other guys there, and he was overlooked at the quarterback position. So he was forced to transfer and made the best decision of his life, one of the best decisions of his life, and especially in his football career, transferring over to LSU so he could finally have an opportunity to be one of the greatest quarterbacks that we've seen in the 21st century. But Joe Burrow's senior year at LSU must be in the conversation for one of the greatest college football seasons in college football history. What he did with that LSU team back in 2019 was incredible. Hell, that 2019 LSU team is in the conversation for being one of the best teams in college football history. They had Joe Burrow, they had Justin Jefferson, and they had Jamar Chase at the wide receiver position. They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire at the running back position. They had Terrence Marshall Jr. at the wide receiver position as well. On defense, they had Patrick Queen at linebacker. They had Derek Stingley Jr. at corner. And the list goes on and on how many talented players they had on that LSU team back in 2019. Joe Burrow finished his senior year undefeated, 15-0, and won a national championship with the Tigers. He had 5,671 passing yards. He had 60 passing touchdowns, just 6 interceptions, and had a quarterback rating of 202.0. That is as picture perfect as a season for any college quarterback that can ever play. If somebody ever plays at that level again, it's going to be also in the conversation for one of the greatest of all time. But Joe Burrow was definitely on a different level back in 2019. He's number 4 on my list. And number 3, I have Vince Young. Vince Young will always be remembered for his days at Texas University, one of the greatest Texas Longhorn players to ever play for the program in college football. Man, Vince Young was incredible with the Texas Longhorns. His career was phenomenal there. In my opinion, he is still to this day the greatest college football player to never win a Heisman Trophy award. And he set the standard for what a dual-threat quarterback truly is in the 21st century. He went 34-2 as a starter at Texas, helped them win a national title back in 2005 when they defeated USC. That was on a 30-plus game winning streak when they had Pete Carroll at the helm at the coaching position. They had Reggie Bush at the running back position. The talent and the list of talented players that they had on that USC team goes on and on. But Vince Young was able to dethrone them when he had one of the best college football performances in college football history. His outstanding performance that he had in the Rose Bowl back in 2005 that helped Texas win a national championship. Vince Young is definitely one of the best quarterbacks in the 21st century. He's number 3 on my list. And number 2, I have Superman, Cam Newton. Cam Newton, man, his days at college football was truly fun to watch. Now, as a Florida Gators fan, it was truly unfortunate to see Cam Newton transfer leaving Florida and going to Auburn because he was there for a few years. And he was Tim Tebow's backup, and he was a part of the program. And I thought once Tim Tebow left, it was his time to shine. But he had other plans, and he transferred over to Auburn. I think that's one of the biggest what-ifs to me in Florida Gators history. What if Cam Newton stayed after Tim Tebow left? He might have won us another national championship back in the day. But Cam Newton, when he got to Auburn, that man was a monster. He was incredible. Really took over the country as one of the best players in Auburn history. One of the greatest players to have a great season in SEC history for what Cam Newton did at Auburn back in 2010. He's the reason why he got the nickname Superman is what he did for Auburn, how he put the program on his back and had one of the best seasons in college football history. This man helped Auburn win a national championship, won the Heisman Trophy Award, rushing for nearly 1,500 yards rushing, and he had 33 passing touchdowns and 20 rushing touchdowns in his final season in college football when he helped Auburn win a national title. When you do the math on that, that's a total of 53 total touchdowns that he accounted for in his final season in college football. Great run that he had at Auburn and helped him become one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen of this era in the National Football League. Cam Newton's number 2 on my list. And number 1, I have Tim Tebow. I do believe that Tim Tebow is the greatest college football quarterback to ever play in the 21st century. Love him or hate him, Tim Tebow is that guy. He was that guy for the Florida Gators, and he has to be labelized as the best quarterback of the 21st century in college football. He was a part of the 2007 and 2009 national championship teams, the Florida Gators. He helped win those national titles. And then he also was a former Heisman Award winner, broke several college football records and during his college football career. And he finished his college career with a total of 9,285 passing yards, 88 passing touchdowns, and also 57 rushing touchdowns. Tim Tebow will always be remembered for his competitive nature, his will and desire to win, his leadership will always be remembered, and he will always be remembered as one of the greatest Florida Gator players to ever play in college football. It's just upsetting that his ceiling was so high and he couldn't duplicate that to his NFL career, but nonetheless, Tim Tebow is the greatest college football quarterback, in my opinion, in the 21st century. And that is all the time I have for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.